Work hard, be kind, have fun. Delay gratification. All right.
Adam, if you want us to follow you until the sun comes up, just let us know how you're feeling.
Okay, I'll meet you. I'll tell you guys at 2 miles. I'm gonna run
All right.
the other side of the road though.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Good
everybody.
luck.
Thanks.
We love you.
Yeah!
Run faster!
Run, Forrest, run!
Like I'm definitely a little bit afraid of failure, right? Like I want to finish it. I want to set the record. I want to raise $25,000 for suicide prevention, but at the same time, like a big part of the reason I'm doing this is just to see what kind of person I am and like how much you can change from being in the lowest spot of your life to doing something that's the hardest thing you've ever done by 100 times.
From the day he was born almost, there's just been this kind of like electric energy around him. And that's like been, you know, for good and also for a lot of chaos. The bigger concern kind of in terms of mental health as a young child was reactivity, right? Like kind of how do we help him have time to kind of think things through before he responds. It quickly kind of shifted into, look, this looks a little bit more complicated than just a normal child figuring out how to manage emotions.
I would say my mental state growing up was pretty bad, honestly. I remember going to therapists and psychiatrists from like 2nd or 3rd grade or 8 years old or so, being on and off 50 different medications.
And I remember one day after some sporting event and him kind of like just being just really upset and distraught and not knowing what to do with himself and what he was feeling. And I remember holding him and him saying, "It feels like there's a volcano in my head."
I'm just like anxious to get it started. Like I've just been thinking about it for so long, planning it for so long. I just want to start running. Like I'm tired of logistics, dude. It's not for me. Not for me. Yeah, that's like all. I really just want to slay.
Yeah, I think you should run in that.
Job play. Yep.
Oh,
I got you.
what do you need to put in there?
I'm gonna take these back. He's bringing his own pillow too. Do you know?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay, so you literally can take all these pillows back in your house, whatever you don't want.
Hey, I was just wondering if you guys have RV like water fill-ups, like a hose to fill it up.
Oh, yes, we do.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. We're like 30 minutes away from Cornish, where we'll be starting tomorrow. Goal for tomorrow is 46.5 miles. Gonna end up at Willard Bay State Park. Yeah, I'm excited to start. I'm nervous, but like good nerves, you know. About to play in the Super Bowl. I'm the next Tom Brady.
I mean, you start in the freezing cold farmland at the border of Idaho. Yeah, it's that cold up there, it cuts through you. I wanted to quit more in the first 2 hours than I did like the rest of the run, because it's cold.
Yeah!
Run faster!
Run, Forrest, run!
46 miles in 10 hours is 4.6 miles an hour. So he's got to move about 3.6, 3.7 miles per hour, which is about a 18-minute pace with stops. It's going to hurt him really bad. But I know he's going to do it. I know he's strong enough to do it. I'm just excited to see what his life is going to look like after.
I don't know, I'm just excited. It's so much planning and like so many logistics. And the whole time I was like, I just want to be running. And now I'm running, so it's nice to not be thinking about it anymore and just be doing it.
While it is one of the most beautiful places, it's also very unforgiving in the sense that you spend most of it running uphill, which doesn't really make sense when you think about it because it's flat, but it's not flat. And so you cross canyons, you climb mountain passes, the terrain that you're crossing is very unforgiving
I would say everything was kind of about as hard as I expected it to be. Nothing really felt like surprising, I guess. If that was day one, it's just gonna get better from here, so we're off to a hot start. It's fun to be out here, to be honest. I'm having fun. There's definitely moments where it's tough, but overall, it's a good time.
Whew. One day down.
And I was at some party at somebody's house, and as we were walking out, I was with a couple of my friends. There was this group behind me, and I guess they didn't see that we were in front of them, but I hear there's another kid in my grade named Adam, and somebody said something like, "Did you see Adam at the party?" And they were like, "Oh, the fat Adam?" And they're like, no, he's right in front of you, like, not that one. And they all just kind of like laughed at me, and then I pretended I didn't hear it. Obviously at the time I like wasn't one to stand up for myself. My friends were getting a ride home or going somewhere else, and I told them, I'm just gonna walk home. And then I remember walking away from that party thinking like I'm gonna kill myself tonight. That's definitely like the lowest I was in high school. And then that's like, I guess the next day or the next week is when I started working out. Ended up losing like 55 pounds in 2.5 months. And then after that, I started kind of building some confidence back in myself, and like still was pretty depressed, and I still felt like the fat Adam even when I wasn't anymore. If I'm gonna kill myself anyway, I may as well try to see if I can become the version of myself that I wish I was before I do it. So.
The first day is easy, easy is a relative term, but where it gets hard is waking up and doing it again and again and again and again, and you continue to do that over and over again. It is all mental.
Almost 8 miles in, so like a sixth of the way done. Legs are feeling better. I'm running again. Not too bad. The route we were on apparently turns into a freeway, so we got kicked off it by the police. We had to figure out a new route, but it shouldn't add too much time. I got a feeling we're gonna have a lot of miles to make up in the next couple of days. I mean, if we can still get to 40 today, just 12 miles, then it'd be 1 extra mile a day, which is not too bad at all. Did 40 miles today. Took a little longer than expected. Had a couple hiccups. So I think right now we need to make up about 7 miles over the next 7 days. It should be pretty manageable. The beginning of the day today, I felt so tired and sore. I didn't think I'd be able to run at all. And then halfway through the day, I got my legs back and I was running almost 10-minute miles. So I think it's just really hard to tell what's gonna happen the next couple of days. So I'm just gonna play it by ear. I've already made more memories in the last 2 or 3 days than I would normally in a month. So it'll be definitely something I'll remember for the rest of my life. After I graduated high school, moved to LA with my friend Calvin. When I was in LA, I kind of was falling off the wagon a little bit, stopped eating as well, stopped going to the gym as much. A buddy of mine came and visited me, and he was doing summer sales at the time, and I was kind of done with school anyway, and he invited me to come out and sell in Oklahoma. So I ended up leaving LA and going to Oklahoma to sell, thinking that that would be the fix and I would all of a sudden feel super happy. I would say for like the first week or two, I definitely had a little bit of a feeling of like, this is gonna be awesome. Like, this is what I've been missing in my life. A few weeks into the summer, it kind of just went back to the same thing where I was just super depressed. It didn't fix anything. Having that realization, I guess, that I had sort of wasted the last 6 months. This thing that I thought was gonna bring me happiness didn't. I was probably about as depressed as I've ever been. Like, I remember I would be driving out to area on these 1-lane highways in Oklahoma. Every time a semi would pass, literally like closing my eyes and just hoping that the semi would blow a tire or something and I would be gone without my family having to know that I like wanted that.
When it comes to your why, when you're doing something like this, the biggest thing is that it just has to mean everything to you. it can't be, a half thought out why. And I think Adam's why of hope and showing that you can get up and you can do this. And that why is very powerful. And I think that why will help him.
I think the other way that I've been able to sort of push through it or find the motivation on days that I don't want to do it is just thinking about the people that feel the same way I felt for 10 years. Running is really easy compared to waking up every day and wanting to kill yourself. Like, running's not hard. When you're suicidal, like, brushing your teeth feels harder than running 25 miles when you're not suicidal. This is easy compared to how I used to feel, right? Like, this is a goal that I want to do, something that I feel like I'm almost called to do. 3 years ago, the only thing I felt like I was called to do was just kill myself. It's a lot easier than being in that low of a spot, so.
I also remembered, I don't know, the last 2 days I kind of was not feeling sorry for myself, but I was like, oh man, I'm behind on miles. We had some people come out that lost someone to suicide a couple weeks ago, and it made me remember that, that's why I'm doing it. It really, the record would be nice, but that's not the point. So the point is to have interactions like that and give people hope, and I think that we did that today. So mission accomplished. Tally on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Tally!
I hit a point during that second summer where I was so low that I knew if I stayed out there, I was gonna kill myself. And I stayed in that same spot for close to 2 years, I think. I decided that I needed to do something to try to get back to how I felt in high school when I was working out every day and eating healthy. So I decided that I was gonna start a run streak and try to run every single day for 100 days. And that's why I started the run streak. I wanted to do something that I hated and was dreading doing every day for 100 days, because I knew if I could do that, then the other things that were hard in my life wouldn't seem as bad, and I would have this confidence that I knew I could do them. I definitely did have a couple thoughts where I got to do that all again, which is a little bit scary, but I do think that today was my strongest day, so if I can keep the momentum going, I think that I'm feeling pretty optimistic about it. One of the crew members, Alex, did 50K with me today, so he was with me for the first 31 miles of the day, and then I did 2 miles by myself. Those 2 miles by myself, actually, for some reason at lunch I was kind of just overstimulated. There was a lot going on. So after lunch, I put my headphones in, did 2 miles by myself, and it was probably some of my favorite miles of the trip so far. I just was really thinking about why I'm out here and remembered that last couple days when I was in pain, I was like, oh, this sucks. But today, especially during those 2 miles, I remembered, I'm like, this is literally what I wanted. Through that running streak, I started to kind of fall in love with running. I guess the peace of mind that it brought me. I ended up finding this guy named Matt Johnson, who was getting ready to run across Texas.
I met Adam last year at the Made for More Zion fitness retreat. He had reached out to me on Instagram. He had been following me for a while. Hopped on the phone with him, and I had no idea who he was, and he wanted to come to Zion so bad that he was asking for a payment plan. And I remember thinking in my head, I'm like, there's this 20-year-old, I'm like, this kid is not serious. I'm like, there's not a shot that this kid in college from Utah wants to come to this wellness retreat. I was like, there's no way. And I think that's what really makes Adam different.
What was really beautiful to watch with Adam was he stepped more into living on purpose.
What I ended up getting out of it was kind of like a new sense of hope for my life.
He found a reason to want to be here. So it was really beautiful to kind of watch his transformation from day one of starting to share this experience and feeling kind of a little nervous about it, to then owning it and being really, honestly, happy that he had that experience, because it brought some commonality between him and a lot of other people that were going through the same thing.
In my head, I had this narrative that I was a terrible person, that I was never going to be enough, like I couldn't accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish. I had been selling myself short, and I was living a life that I just didn't have any joy in. Like, I was going through the motions. Somewhere around day 60 or 65, I remember thinking like, I can't wait to run today. I had to kind of like do a double take just because it was something that I never had enjoyed before. I started realizing that running brought me like a lot of peace of mind. It became something that like I really loved, trying to get more and more and more mileage rather than just knocking out the bare minimum every day. The farther I would go, the more I would find out about myself. I know who I am now. In my head, like the reason I'm here is to help other people that felt the same way that I felt. And that's where I got the idea to, run across Utah for suicide prevention. So I want to give people hope. It was pretty brutal with the winds. One of my good friends, Ben, came and brought Blake and Angel, and they both did a half marathon with me, which was really nice having people out here. And it means a lot that people are willing to drive 2 hours to the middle of nowhere to come run with me. My friend Ben, he and I have like a mutual friend, Calvin, who was Ben's best friend, who 2 days ago actually took his own life. So during this run, and Ben told me that a couple days ago he was sending Ben some of the reels from this run and saying how awesome it is and stuff, and then 2 days ago took his own life. And I think that it's kind of like a hard pill to swallow, knowing that I'm doing this to raise money and awareness for suicide prevention, and even some people that are feeling suicidal and are seeing the videos or seeing what's going on still decide that their life isn't worth living. It's a little rough. It really kind of hit close to home. I've met this guy. I've hung out with him before, and so wishful thinking, right? I wish that I would be able to have enough of an impact on anyone that was watching the journey or following along, that I would be able to give everyone the hope that they can keep that their life is worth living. But unfortunately, at least in this instance, he decided that it wasn't. One of the main things that I've kind of learned, or I guess confirmed, that I sort of already knew, is that like everyone is going through something that you might not be able to see. I don't know, it's like check on your friends. If you know someone's struggling, be there for them. A simple text or a call or asking them to go get lunch could be the difference between them deciding to keep going or them deciding that their life's not worth living anymore. So.
I think for me, the most beautiful thing about where he is today is that he has hope, right? That he has figured out how to think about the world in a way that he feels hopeful and that he believes he can make a difference in, and that he matters in, and that he can continue to and that he's willing to continue to fight, because he's not, I'm sure, done having suicidal thoughts and feeling depressed.
You can do anything you set your mind to, and that I hope people go do hard things. Whatever that hard thing is, if you are in the absolute depths and you feel like your life is over, that hard thing might be getting up and brushing your teeth. Do it. Do the hard things, because once you do that one hard thing, you can do the next one and the next one, until all of a sudden you're in a whole new place with a whole new life, places you never thought you would be. And that's what I hope people find out of this, is you can do anything.
We are in Washington City, about to enter St. George. We got, I think, about 10 miles left. I'm feeling real tired. I think my body's realizing we're almost at the end, so it's kind of just like taking a poop on itself, but we are maybe 2 hours away from 2.5 hours away from the finish line. Feeling freaking ready to be done, dude. It's like so crazy being 10 days from the finish line and thinking back to the first and the second and the third day, where I remember halfway through the second day, I'm like, there's no way I can finish this. Like, I was hurting so bad, and we still had 340 40 miles left to go. I genuinely didn't know if it was gonna be possible to finish, but I was just trying to take it one day at a time, 1 mile at a time. And now we're 10 miles away from the finish line, taking this thing home.
I would say my relationship with hope is like kind of complicated. When I was feeling low or whenever I was really struggling, life just felt super hopeless. And whenever I have hope and feel hopeful for the future or for the day ahead, like that's when I feel genuinely happy and present. It comes and goes for sure. Like some days I wake up and I'm like, I can't wait to see what happens the next 2 years, or I can't wait for today. And then some days I wake up and I'm definitely never as low as I was before, but I wake up some days I'm still just like, what's the point? Like I don't want to do all these things today. Like maybe I'm in over my head and I should just stay at home all day and scroll reels or something.
So grateful for all the donations and the people that shared their stories and came and ran with me or sent me messages, cheering me on. The support the whole week has been actually overwhelming, and I'm ready to finish this thing.
Oh, that was so hard.
There's something that I've realized, at least in my life, is that the difference between being depressed and being suicidal is having no hope, right? When you're depressed, you're sad in the moment, but you know that, life could still get better. Or today's just a bad day. And I think when you're suicidal, you just can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It seems like nothing in the future, or nothing that day, or nothing could ever change the way you feel. And that there's just no point in continuing towards something that doesn't exist. I think that anyone that feels like they're in a really dark spot, or that like their life's not worth living, or they feel hopeless, like the most important thing and like the first thing is just knowing that there's tons of people that feel the same way. And I think even just knowing that you're not alone, feeling like that starts to give you like a little hope that there's other people that feel the same way that you do, or that felt the same way that you do, that have found kind of their way out of the darkness, I guess, and the depression. And I think I'm really just a normal person. Like I'm not special. I just did one thing at a time and kind of just took the first step, and then the second step, and then the third step, and then went back a couple steps, and then started again. And like I think all you can really do is your best, and if you do your best every day, that version is going to get better and better and better and better until you find yourself in a spot where you're excited to live rather than dreading it.